Emotional and mental abuse. I know what you mean. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult. I never thought of myself that way until I read a book called Strong at the Broken Places that Kathy Fromkin recommended that I read. She was like, I think you need to read this book. I think it's really going to resonate with you. And it talked about abuse. And it was the first time that what I experienced as a child was explained in a book about abuse.
Right.
And I'd never thought of it as abusement. I thought of it, neglect somewhat, some of it. Some of it was just living with someone who had, I believe, had a personality disorder. So, but it's really jarring when you put it in those terms. For me, it was very upsetting to have that word attached with my childhood experience. So I detached it often because it's too upsetting to think that that's actually abuse. But so when I became a parent, I was like, I will not be the parent that I had. But I definitely was not ready. So I had to fight a lot of my feelings that I think after reading this book, I can't wait to talk about this on our book club book, I didn't realize was probably a direct result of my parenting, the parenting I received or didn't receive. And then to be put in a position where you don't really know what the fuck you're supposed to be doing, and to have parented yourself and you're no longer able to parent yourself and no one's caring for you. I feel so many of the feelings this author of this character is having. It makes me feel very bad about myself, about what my mental state was when I first had children.
Yeah, mine too.
And yeah.
And I think, Leanne, I have to say, I think even if you've had even a happy childhood, those first few years suck anyway for a lot of people. And then add in that I think it's more than we as a society recognize, because it's brutal. It's a celebratory thing. It's something that we celebrate. But I really think we need to say to moms, this is also traumatic because it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can list the trauma from it a mile long, my list of trauma.
And the things that went through my brain, I don't ever want to say aloud.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was embarrassed and ashamed of the things that would go through my head. And nobody talks about that. And it makes you feel worse when you go and see these other moms who are looking like they're in bliss, who maybe has a baby that sleeps all night right off the bat, or has a mom that lives locally and is here all the time and have a completely different experience of parenting than I did. And it would make me go, well, what's wrong with me?
Right.
Well, then I suck.
Right.
And then, but you don't really suck. And then there's not to be graphic, but the blowing out of the vagina.
Oh, Jesus. I know.
It's horrible.
I know.
If a man's dick exploded, there would never be children.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Our vaginas explode. And then you're supposed to put it back together and feel sexy. It's terrible.